Good morning, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and it is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., so it's time for coffee and cards. I have my coffee, and we're going to make some cards. If you are on, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here with me. I'm going to take a hit of that caffeine to get us started. We'll just do a little bit of housekeeping, and I'm going to try to slide my camera back a little bit so that we can get all the necessary goodies in the frame. Hopefully you're having a good morning so far. Just a couple of reminders. There is a special running right now on all of our kits. So even the ones that were just newly released are included in the special, and it is up to 30% off. So if you love our kits, if you have crafters at college that maybe enjoy creating, but they don't have a lot of space if they're in a dorm room, kits are perfect for them because they can make some cards or some fun things to share with friends, and they don't need a lot of space. And the kits actually come with everything technically that you would need to put the kit together. I would probably make sure they have an adhesive applicator with adhesive versus the glue dots. It just will go a little faster for them, but they're perfect for that. They're also perfect for younger crafters. If you like to craft with your grandkids, those types of things. So check out the kit collection. There's a special section on our website that will website. How about website? That will show you all of the kits and what their current sale price is. Good morning, Sharon. Thank you. And then they just announced yesterday that we are going to be doing a 30% off sale on all branded Close to My Heart products. So if you want to check that out, and you're on my newsletter, I sent a newsletter out at lunch. It'll be coming out at lunchtime. It has a link in the newsletter to take you right to the Close to My Heart products that will be on sale starting tomorrow. So that's tomorrow, Wednesday the 16th, 30% off those products while supplies last. So if you check it out today and you know there's things that you want, I'd make sure you're ordering early. The sale will go live on the East Coast at 2 a.m. So make sure you check that out. Starter kit special, we've talked about that. That is still up and running through the end of the month, $155 in product for just $99 plus tax. Can't be beat. And by the way, if you're going to get the starter kit, you can add the 30% off items. You can add the up to 30% off kits. So it actually expands the value of what you're getting. You also can use your starter kit items to grab some of the pre-order for the upcoming new products that will be released. So check that out. It's a great way to get more for your money when there's a sale running. And October seems to be the month of sales for us, right? So that's kind of fun. So check that out. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Good morning, Carol. And then if you are local, i.e. local, this retreat house is located in Gettysburg. I opened that up in January of this year, and we are doing a 12-hour retreat in December. We're calling it Wrapping Up Christmas so that we have a dedicated day to finish up whatever Christmas projects may be looming, or maybe get a jump start on your Christmas scrapbooking, those types of things. It's a $50 fee for the 12 hours, 9 to 9. It includes lunch, a table gift, hot chocolate, coffee, tea, popcorn, and then there'll be small door prizes throughout the day. So make sure you check that out. I think I have 4, maybe 3 spots available at this point. All right, so that, and you also have the option to come in Friday night if you live a little further away, like maybe you're down in Maryland or something and you don't want to go, just come up Saturday morning and then have to go home. You can come Friday night and spend the night for an additional 35, and you can craft that whole night. So you come in at 3 o'clock and you can craft until 9 o'clock Saturday night if you'd like. All right, so one last thing, because I think the time is ticking on this. This is my Creativity to Delivered class. I do one of those every month. It is a to-go class. If I have 3 or more people, then I will do an in-person class. So you are going to get a full pack of the Winter Meadow paper. I know you can't see this. This is the silver paper. And guys, it's sold out. And it was supposed to come in next week. And now it's not coming in until November 4th. So I might have to substitute some other pretty paper. Excuse me, I have to figure that out what I'm going to do because I already know a few more kits than what I have in stock is going to be has been sold. So I have to figure that out. But here's the projects. Obviously, we are using the sophisticated sled bundle. And if you're doing it long distance, not a big deal. The only thing you have to come up with as far as other than a greeting for my goodness, other than a greeting is something to put on the sled. I'm so sorry. I am going to take another drink though because I'm choking apparently. Okay. Because I did put the stamped skates on there, but you could find another greeting. You could put a wreath on there if you have a wreath in your stash, whatever you like. These skates are actually die cut, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, so then just some greetings and you're set to go. You also get a full package of the sparkle gems. So check that out. The registration link is below. It's $35. If you're long distance, there is a $9 fee. If you are local, you can do a porch pickup, or as I said, if we have 3 or more attendees, then I am planning a class on Saturday the 26th at 2 here in my studio. So, all right, that's all the housekeeping. We are going to play with iconic imagery. Iconic Celebrations is the entire suite of products that includes the designer series paper, the gems, the stamps, the dies, etc. I got this almost immediately when it was released in the online exclusives because I recognize that you can pretty much stamp throughout the year. We've got hearts for Valentine's Days or weddings or anniversaries, birthday candles, snowflakes, stars, greenery, Christmas trees, snow, and then the celebrate and the grateful. The season, light, peace, joy, love, for, let's you. Different words there. So you can add in your happy anniversary, your congratulations, although celebrate works for weddings as well, or anniversaries or birthdays, right? So, and then of course you've got Christmas and fall, Thanksgiving, etc. in here. The dies, these are probably messy. Oh, not too bad. I don't have them on a magnetic sheet, even though I've had them this long. I'm really bad at doing that. But you get all these fun dies that cut out those little imageries. You got some berries here as well. You've got your candle and your flame, stars, leaf, tree, heart, etc., berries. And then you got these really cool tags. So we're going to use a couple of those tags today on our projects as well. So this is in the online store. I can check it out there, along with the coordinating 6x6 designer series paper. And we're going to start with birthday. We make this cute card. So I figured this is good for younger people. It's good for masculine because of the blues. It's good for women. Good morning, Debbie. It's a birthday card I think you could give to just about anyone. And Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue are our core colors here. So right before I came live, my male cat was down here and he was right here. And we had to have a conversation so that he would move. So he has moved, but he has moved just to my right and he's sitting there staring at me. So he may or may not make an appearance. I embossed this with one of the fun embossing folders. I think that's what it's called, is Funds, or at least Funds in the name. And of course, it's a mini, so I only did the top portion. I didn't need to do the bottom because we're going to add a piece of the designer series paper that is in the suite of products. Here you've got all the bursting fireworks, if you will, for New Year's Eve. So again, you can make New Year's cards. If you're somebody that, oh my gosh, I got a Christmas card from this person, but I didn't send them one, I'll send them a New Year's card. This paper has you covered. So we're going to go ahead and mount that. First thing we're going to do, however, is add our divider strip of Misty Moonlight. I do this sometimes in place of the ribbon that you could wrap around a card. That is not straight. There we go. And then I'll also add a little adhesive there. So this is going to go at the bottom to hide the fact that that folder was not wide enough to emboss the entire piece. There are always tricks that you can do. And if you come to my clubs or my classes, you'll always hear me say there are no mistakes, just opportunities for creativity. I was a little worried because I thought I was missing a few pieces. So we have this really nice big label, which is fun. I like the little shape of it. We're going to stamp. The Celebrate is going to be in the Misty Moonlight. And then just pop that down there. A nice big label, so we have plenty of space. And I'm going to grab my small label as well. Oh, and I do have something to give away from last week. Last week we did my Creativity to Delivered class with the Sophisticated Sled Bundle. And since that is a paid class, I don't give those projects away. But I have, somebody took a bite out of that die cut. I do have a ribbon here for just in time for Christmas. I've got some gold ribbon. So I'm going to give this away. And the winner of this was Corinne. So congratulations, Corinne. Thank you for watching and sharing. I don't think you're on right now, but I will be popping that in the mail to you hopefully before the end of the week. I'm telling you guys, my life is insane. All right, so we're going to put the little U on there. I'm using it on another project too. So I'm going to pull off the 4 and reposition the U so that I have the best chance I can of hitting that cute little die. It's a little high. I'm not above flipping it over. I might have to pull it a little closer to me. See if we did any better. It did better. We're going to go with that side. Hey, Jeannie. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love this stuff too. It's fun. It's fun, and it gives you lots of options. How have you been, ma'am? I haven't seen you in forever. I probably haven't seen you since pre-pandemic. There goes my voice. All right, so let's pop this on. Right here. And while I have those dimensionals, we're going to pop this on. That's very cool that you're getting to watch us live. Us. Who else is coming on? Nobody, other than maybe my cat. Right. Oh my goodness. Make sure we're straight before we press those dimensionals down. Okay. And then the candles, which I did in advance, are 2-step. So I did the Misty Moonlight and I did Cajun Craze. And the detail is full strength. And then you off stamp to get the yeah. I'm looking for my glue bottle. That's not it. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to do this with Tombow. Apparently someone needed a lot of glue because my Tombow's gone too. Hang on 1 second. Aha. don't know what my husband was working on, but it was over at his station. His station. He claims one of my tables as where he works, not to do crafting, to do other things. But that's where the glue bottle was, so who knows? All right, so this has Tombow in it. But these little bottles are a lifesaver when you're dealing with teeny tiny pieces that you want to put on your card. So I don't know about you guys, but we went from 80 degrees a couple days ago to frost warning or advisory last night. Hey, good morning, Sheila. Was I lost? That you found me? I was just about to say Tuesdays I'm always on my YouTube channel. Tuesdays is YouTube, Sundays is Facebook. But I almost had to go to Facebook this morning because my Zoom, ha ha ha, it's anything but fast, kept saying can't go live or can't go live on YouTube. Hello. That's all it would tell me. Didn't tell me why, what was going on. I'm like, okay, well, that's a problem. And I tried 3 times and no luck. And so, well, I'm going to have to move over to Facebook. And then I completely shut down and came back in and then it worked. Who knows? Who knows technology? All right, so here is a trick. Don't put the glue on the back of the tiny little flame because you will never find a way to pick it up and hold it. And then I also use my take your pick tool, the putty end, to place it. And if I'm lucky, they're laying correct side up, but I'm not that lucky today. So I'm having to adjust. And we'll do the same thing over here. Sometimes it's just easier to go directly to the project with your glue versus trying to put it on the piece and not get glue all over your hands, right? But this putty end is a lifesaver. I'm telling you, I don't know what I did before. Uh-oh. Where did that go? Right there. I don't know what I did before we had the take your pick tool. I'm just gonna go with a different one because that one's having an attitude for me. Put a little more glue there. We've got this one. And then I just give it a little nudge if it's not exactly straight. But it really does make a huge difference. I don't know why that one fought us so much, but I have an extra one here. So yeah, if you don't have a take your pick tool in your toolbox for Stampin' Up or for stamping in general or scrapbooking, I highly recommend it. It is just the handiest thing to have. Yeah, it's a good tool, right? Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then I'm going to add some of, this is the 2003, 2025 in color opaque sparkle gems. That is a long name for a cute little product. And we're going to do the balmy blue. Here in the corner. And then I brought in throughout the year, hand in hand with the iconic celebrations, this gives you happy holidays, cheers to the new year. We saw the stars, etc. Happiest of birthdays, best of luck, trick or treat, be my Valentine, thank you. So lots of stamps in that will coordinate with your imagery from the iconic imagery stamp set. We did that in the balmy. And then let's just go ahead and do a candle. I'm gonna have to grab scrap paper so I have something to off stamp on. I'm gonna close that fine tip glue bottle too, because otherwise it won't work when I go for it again, right? Okay, so you can do it in either order. If you want to do the lighter first and then the darker, that's fine. I tend to go with the darker first. So we're just going to do a Cajun Craze. Lay that over here. Then we're going to ink this up, off stamp it, and bring it in. For me, it's just easier to see the dark first so that I can line up where the off stamped section should be. And we're just going to put one in there. And I'm going to maybe I have another little flame already die cut, so let's go ahead and put that in there. I did get a little glue on my finger, so it's sticking. It's sticking. And you just need a little dab. Don't you love how every time you go to pick something up, it's backwards or upside down? And there's our inside. Have a little seal. And you could do a blue one in there, but since I did the greeting, I just decided to go with one candle and I wanted the contrast. So it's not straight. There we go. So there's our inside and there is our card front. Love, love, love the little candles to celebrate the birthday and the coordinating paper. So of course you see I pulled all my colors right from the coordinating designer series paper. Okay, that was project number 1. We have 3 today, which is our standard, and we're going to do fall next. I love making fall cards. What's your favorite kind of card to make? Whether it be an occasion or a season. What do you enjoy? As I pull all the pieces and parts out for this one. All right, so Mossy Meadow is our card base. And then this fun designer series paper. One side has the polka dots on Cajun Craze background. This has our acorns. So we're going to mount that to a strip of Cajun Craze. That paper pack is a lot of fun. It has a lot of great stuff in it. And if I hadn't left it at the nest, I would show it to you. You're making holiday cards. Holiday cards, I do love to make holiday cards, but I also love to make fall cards. So basically, by the time we hit this time of the year, I'm in my heyday, right? Now, if I could just learn to send the cards, that would be oh so very helpful. And it's not necessarily that I don't remember the occasion. It's just I never get the card in the mail. I never get the card in the mail. Let's go ahead and mount that to the card front. Oh, and by the way, I embossed this with the bark embossing folder. This is part of the Wintry suite of products. I love this folder. I just saw that. I don't know what caused that. But I do love this folder because of its size. Several of our newer ones, the So Swirly, the circle dots or dotted circle one, are this size. For somebody who makes multiples when they're doing it, this is great because you can actually put 2 quarter sheets or almost quarter sheets, right, of cardstock in here and do it at the same time. And if you have smaller pieces, you can do a whole bunch at the same time. So I do love the larger size of the embossing folders. Fun folds. Oh, Sharon, I don't know, in the next couple of weeks, I have a YouTube video I'm going to do with a couple fun folds. One I hadn't seen before. So it was new to me. Oh, that's nice, Debbie. And Christmas cards, Sharon. Yeah, pretty much. We had this saying when I first started with stamping. If you're not a stamper, you are a stamper at Christmas, because everybody, I think, likes to make Christmas cards or Christmas projects, New Year's cards, things like that. So yeah. And I have to say, in all the years I've been with SU, they do a great job with a variety of Christmas, I think, that attracts a lot of people. So we have some crushed curry here. I just want to add a little bit of color to this label. So I'm going to start off my cardstock. So I always start off my cardstock before I bring the brush in, and then I come in from the side. It just makes sure you don't get a big blob of ink right when you come in. I'm holding it back here so my neck of my brush can flex a little bit, gives me a smoother application, if you will. And we're just going to add a little bit of color, not a lot, almost like tea staining. I think that looks good. Put this aside again. All right. Grateful is going to be stamped in Mossy Meadow. Getting that back into the camera. Hopefully in the center. And then we're going to do, I close this up for the moment because I will lay my hand in it. But I tell my customers that if you don't have ink on your hands, then you're not a true stamper. This is the cute little leaf. And just like the candles, it has a two-step, a fill, solid image. And we're going to do one of my favorite fall techniques. If you follow me at all, you've seen me do this before. But I love doing this technique. So we're going to close this one up. I'm going to bring the crushed curry back in. And I'm going to ink this up. Now I'm going to stamp it here just to see the strength, because yeah, I'm going to ink it and I'm going to off stamp it quickly. So I just have a little bit of the crushed curry on there. I'm going to close that because we're going to do it twice, right? And then I've got Stampin' Right markers. I find this works better than the blends. So, and I'm going to use the brush tip on each of these. So we're going to start with pumpkin pie, and we're just thumping the leaf. I'm holding it like this. You can also hold it like a drumstick if you were ever in the band as a drummer. And then we're going to add a little bit of old olive. No two will ever come out the same, which is perfect because there are no two leaves in nature that are identical. I did a little DVB, Darth Vader breathing, on my stamp before I set it down. And look at that beautiful fall leaf. Look at all the color in that. I love that technique. I do it on the, well, I used to do it on the Lovely as a Tree. Now I do it on the big, I guess it's an oak tree in Loveliest Tree. It just comes out so pretty. Oops, that did not get good coverage. We're going to off stamp. And then come back in with our markers. I had the crushed curry marker there just in case, but we obviously did not need it. That leaf came out gorgeous. So again, thumb, brush tip. I think the reason the alcohol markers don't work is because they dry really quick, right? And just breathing on them is not necessarily going to reactivate them. Where with these, because they are water-based, This one's going to be more green, I think. But that's okay. Oh, very pretty. I like them both. So how many of you have done that thumping technique? How many of you knew? I know some of you knew because I know some of you follow me regularly. Has anybody done it? We're going to pop this up. I love sharing that technique because similar to heat embossing, if I do it at a party, it's usually a big wow. And if you get we sell our markers in families now rather than individually. Those days went away a long time ago, which I completely understand, having worked in industries that had warehousing. You didn't have enough space for 50 some markers, right, on the pick line. We have the neutral sequins that we're going to add here in the copper. So I did one large in the center and one small on either side. Debbie not, but she will now. Yes, Jeannie, good. And then on the inside, we're going to just put a for you. I'm going to go back and find my U. Clean that up a little bit. Since we had glue on it, we don't want glue on this. While I'm here, I'm just going to clean these other stamps that are laying here looking at me with ink on them. Okay. So my 4 is right here. I shouldn't have cleaned the leaves up because we're going to do that one more time on the inside. All right, the block has got mist on it. It really is a fun technique. I'm starting to think I should do these separately because they're being obstinate in getting lined up. I'm going to stamp that on scrap paper first because I'm feeling like it's not really lined up. Yeah, we're going to do it separately. It'll just work out better. All right, so we're going to start with the 4 and then we'll just add the U in there. I have so many kits packed right now. I didn't have room for, or I didn't have any more blocks. And I have a lot of blocks. But my clubs are running this week. So lots of blocks are there. There we go. And then I have a class packed and of course my live today. Okay, and then we'll do that leaf one more time just because it's so pretty. And I still have the crushed curry sitting out. So definitely the detail is going to be stamped in the Cajun Craze. And your solid image is always your lightest color that you're going to use, right? So you want a dark outline. I will never hit this again. I'll go with it. You want a dark outline to start with. Then your solid base is going to start in the lightest color that you're going to be using. So for me today, it was crushed curry. You off stamp that, and then you bring the markers in. And you can use as many colors as you want. This was a small leaf, so I felt like the crushed curry base and then just the pumpkin pie and the oat olive did the job that we needed. The reason you start with the lightest, obviously, is you don't want to muddy your tips. So even when you're doing the pouncing with the marker, you work lightest to darkest color. You breathe on it because while you were pouncing, the yellow could have dried a little bit. The crushed curry could have dried a little bit. So there's another very pretty leaf. A little less pumpkin in that one. And no two will ever come out the same, like a snowflake, right? It's the wrong card because it already has for you in it. I'm like, well, hello. So there you go. There's a technique for you and a pretty fall card. Again, I use the paper that coordinates with the iconic imagery. It has so many different patterns in it that you can just keep creating for all different kinds of occasions. And of course, we're going to end with Christmas, right? So we're going to do one like that. And you saw that on the Thanksgiving or grateful card, I didn't do any die cutting other than the label, and I could have just done layered rectangles. We did die cut the candles on the birthday card, but we wouldn't necessarily have had to. We could have just stamped them. So, you know, if you're somebody that's like, I don't like die cutting, to me, that's a lot of work. This stamp set will work for you as well. Have to die cut. It's when we're having a lot of stamps for, though. Okay. So I love this plaid. I wish we had that plaid in 12 by 12 paper. We have a plaid, but it's a bit bolder than this one. Again, I started with Mossy Meadow. I have a layer of cherry cobbler. And then I have a layer of basic white. We're going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to mount the plaid paper first so I know where my window of stamping is. That has the berries, the holly berries that we're going to stamp, but there's actually a pattern that has those as well. Okay, so let's find the Celebrate stamp, which we used on the first card, right? Didn't we? Yes, it's hiding under the scrap paper. Okay, got it. Cherry cobbler. A nice big bold stamp. We'll set that aside. We'll bring in Mossy Meadow. Now the season is actually one stamp, so I don't have to try to line up the two separate words on this one. And then again, we have the detail or the, that just came right off the block, the detail or the line image for our greenery that I'm going to stamp right here. And then I'm going to flip my paper around and stamp right here. I'm going to tilt that a little bit more because it's going to come right into that the. Okay. And then we're going to use the solid image and we're going to off stamp it. So generation stamping or off stamping, depending upon how you heard the term. I kind of like the generation stamping because it really is what it means, right? First generation is full strength. Second generation is off stamping once. And that's how you get two colors with the same ink pad. So that's really cool because that just gives you more options for your inks. But you could even, depending on the color you're using, if you're using the regals or the neutrals that are, you know, more saturated in color. Yeah, I do too. I love that they did that. You can even do a third generation stamping. All right, now we're going to bring the cherry cobbler back in, and we're going to do the berries in between here. These are the ones that sometimes can be challenging to line up. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. And we're going to do 3 of them in here. Okay. And again, same color, cherry cobbler. We're going to off stamp it. And we're going to do our best. And forgive me if my head comes into the camera. That one's a little bit off. But overall, I'm happy with that. Okay, then I have the gold trim from the silver and gold trim pack. So we're just going to add a little bit of that across the top. Oops, too high. That's always the trick. There we go. When you're coming in from the back, right? Scissors. And I always come back in, and you can use Scotch tape and tape down across the ribbon on the back, or you can just add some seal right over top of it. Well, that paper is not cut right. So I think we just want this much. Just wanted an 1/8 of an inch border around there. There we go. Gonna mount that to our card front. And you can see these go together pretty quickly. We have a glue dot, or a glue dot. Yeah, we have a bow. We need a glue dot. There it is. I always keep a tail on my glue dots. And I always cringe when I'm at an event and somebody tears it off, because they'll tear it off and then I've got exposed glue dots, right? Now, it's not as bad that this is now, the glue dots are now here, but on the older rolls, the glue dots stayed on the roll. So maybe that's one of the reasons they changed it, so that we didn't have that exposure if the tail got torn off. Okay, and then for the inside, if my paper will cooperate, we're going to bring back in the cherry cobbler, and I'm using Marius trees for my greeting. Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. And I got to do one more cute image, because there's so many cute images in this set. So we've got our detail, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, our detail or our line image in Mossy Meadow. I'm just going to off stamp and bring in the fill. There we go. So we have a cute little Christmas tree under there as well. And I've got a ton of stamps beside me. There we go. Okay, so iconic celebrations is the suite, iconic imagery is the stamp set, and it will let you stamp for all kinds of occasions all through the year. What do you think? Oh, thanks, Anne. I appreciate that. Where are you watching from? All right. Hey, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, too, if you would like to earn the free Just Cards class for the month, which look like this. Look, we used the iconic here as well in that paper. And then we've got 2 Christmas cards. You just need to place a 45 minimum product order on my website to get the class for free. If you're long distance, we do just ask for $4 to help towards the postage. When your order hits $60, you can get a free embellishment pack as well with your cards that you will use to help make the cards and have plenty left over. All right, that's what I have for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will be live Sunday night at 8. Yes, I will. I had to stop and think for a minute. Sunday night at 8 over on my Facebook page. And then I'll be back here next Tuesday morning at 10 with another fun class for you. Thanks again. Take care, everyone. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.